its formula, the formula is work equals force times distance, and work, it's the amount of energy transferred by force, and the relationship between work and simple machines is simple machines make work a lot easier. And simple machines are simple tools used to make work easier. Simple machines reduce the amount of force needed to do the work. The relationship between the direction and simple machines is a direct variation, meaning when one goes up, so does the other. The force applied to the simple machine is the input force, the reaction is the output force. And right here is a pulley. A pulley is a simple machine that uses grooved wheels and a rope to raise, lower, or move a load. The function of a pulley is to raise an object without having to use as much force as you would if you just lifted the object. But in this picture, like, a flag isn't really that heavy, but we just can't get up there, so that's why we need a pulley to do it. And that's the pulley where the little arrow is. Okay, a wedge is an object with at least one slanting side ending in a sharp edge, which cuts material apart. The function of a wedge is to split an object apart. There is an incline plane. You're not really splitting an edge or something apart in this picture, but you're keeping the door from like going any farther underground. And a lever is a stiff bar that rests on a support called a fulcrum, which lifts or moves loads. A lever allows you to lift and elevate an object up in the air. That's its function. And there are 3 classes of levers. And that's a picture of a lever right there. And a wheel and axle. A wheel with a rod called an axle through its center lifts or moves loads. The function of the wheel and axle is it applies effort and resistance to lift or move objects and people. And that's like a car steering wheel. So yeah. And an incline plane is a slanting surface connecting a lower level to a higher level. The function of an incline plane is to move the heavy object up to a higher surface without having to lift the object up. And it's like, so nobody can really pick up a four-wheeler, so they can just drive it in this picture. And then a screw is a stiff bar that rests on a support called a fulcrum, which lifts or moves loads. The function of a screw is to hold things in place better and get through objects easier. There's a narrow incline plane wrapped around the cylinder. And I know there's an incline plane because whenever you drive up mountains, it's kind of like a screw because you're driving around in circles, but really you're going up a little higher, but like you don't really know. And that's just like a vending machine. And the conservation of energy is a principle that states that energy cannot be created or destroyed, but it can be changed to a different form or shape. So it's never created or destroyed, it's just changed. And a compound machine is a device made up of 2 or more simple machines. And whenever you think of a compound machine, you usually think of wheel and axle, but back there where the handles are, that's a lever too. So a wheelbarrow is a compound machine. And the sources are Wildwood Sailing Club, Ferrari.com, AceHardware.com, Vending.com, and ATVTraderOnline.com, and eBay.com.